Most women are not looking at men as piggy banks. However, it does benefit you to be chivalrous toward a woman because the reality is you can be an average guy and end up dating a woman who's out of your league if you simply have enough respect to court her. Because women who are an 8 or a 9 would rather date a guy who's a 6 if that guy makes her feel like a queen. And in return, you'll end up with a girl who treats you like the biggest man on campus and probably makes your friends jealous too.
I beg to differ there, Queen. Let's talk reality. Women who were 8s, 9s, and near 10s in their 20s think that rating remains consistent post-wall, and then believe they are gracing an imp for dating him after she has racked up more mileage than a Transit City bus, with Chad, Tyrone, some cute club hookup, plus some super rich guy flying her out to Dubai, and whichever guy she found at a yacht party. After her kitty has taken more of a beating than a MMA punching bag, and she realizes her taco now looks more like a roast beef sandwich, along with birthing a half-dozen litter, does she even consider gazing at an average guy's way? As in, who is going to help foot the bill for another man's progeny? I don't appreciate the spreading of falsehood either to men or women. I'm not saying an average guy can't land a highly attractive model. I am saying that could be considered just as difficult as becoming a self-made millionaire, depending on your point of view. Very few make it, and even fewer stay at that level. Moving on.
I need a man. And I don't mean like desperate, like I need a man, like I need someone to come take care of me or someone to love me, to validate me. I don't mean it like that, because I love myself. Like, I'm happy with myself, and I can take care of myself. I do. It's just, I have this love. I have all this love to give, and I have nowhere to put it. And I was driving home and I was just like, I feel really full right now. Like, I'm just so full of this love, and I want to put it down because it's heavy and I have nowhere to put it. So what do you do when there's like what do you do when you're too full of love and there's nowhere for it to go?
What do you do when you are too full of love and you have nowhere to put it? Get a storage facility? Or maybe be more realistic with your expectations/standards in dating. Ladies, let me ask, do you honestly think the male equivalent to this queen would not be willing to date her? Rhetorical question, fam. There are more average and below average men than there are HVMs. Also, women rarely pursue average men, if ever. I am confident when I say if this queen used a dating app, more than one man pursued her and she just swiped left. Kind of like a picky eater who looks into a fridge full of food, slams the door shut and says, there is nothing to eat. The question now becomes, does she have too much love, or does she have too much of an unrealistic expectation of her dream man?
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Either way, ladies, the reality is, average men are the ones who have a tough time. Average recent post-wall women are just starting their journey to understand what dating on a harder level is like.
Damn, skip me.
Moving on.
For the men who are being told that women's standards are too high, they're not. That's a lie that these older manipulative men are trying to sell you. Are there women whose standards are ridiculously high? Yes. Are there women whose standards are absolutely completely normal? Yes. I mean, I literally just opened my TikTok before I went to film this, and I found all this content on aspiring blue-collar wives. Gorgeous young women who are aspiring to marry men who are blue-collar workers. This idea that women are only looking for these billionaire playboys that are going to fly them to Dubai is a complete myth. That is absolutely not true. In this case, I'm actually gonna say, guys, you are the victims of this. You are the victims of this manipulation that these men are trying to teach you that women's standards are too high. They're not. If you don't believe it, when I say it as a woman, listen to Jordan Peterson. He said it over and over and over again. You know, if women are rejecting you, if all women are rejecting you, meaning all women in America are rejecting you, it's on you. Like, do some work on yourself.
Wait a minute, let me get this straight. This queen literally started off by saying, lie these older manipulative men are trying to sell you, and then she finished off with a line from an older man, aka Jordan Peterson. Oh, the irony. Don't listen to all those men who tell you exactly what you are experiencing, and listen to this one line. Nothing against Jordan Peterson, as I have advised both men and women to become the best versions of themselves in the dating market. That does not negate the experiences most average men come across in the modern dating market. And yes, when women demand modern day everything for themselves while dictating to men they must remain in traditional roles with outdated chivalry, you can bet your bottom dollar women's standards are too high. Sorry, queens, you are either a modern woman or you are a traditional woman. You can't be both. You can't demand equality and special treatment. You can't be empowered and simultaneously oppressed.
Same, but different.
but still same.
How about this? For the queen in this video, when she starts dating other women as a man, i.e., walk a mile in a man's shoes, then men will start listening to her more seriously, as she will then truly understand the struggle. Moving on.
Bro, I am so done with these like Bumble dating apps and whatever apps. These guys literally, like, their profiles are ridiculous. They're like, oh, I want a woman who can communicate. Meanwhile, these motherfuckers can't even communicate. I'm like, oh, why don't you tell me something about yourself? Oh, I'm a good... You know what their comment was right after I said, well, tell me about yourself? They said, oh, I'm a good guy. That's what you have to say about yourself? Is there anything else you would like to share with me, sir? I'm a big guy. Oh, love it. Love this for me. Okay, bye. All right, next guy from Bumble. His profile reads that he wants, you know, a woman that can communicate and all this stuff and can hold a conversation. I literally asked him, what do you like to do for fun? He wrote in 2 words, just 2 words. He wrote, a boat. Oh, no, I'm sorry. To boat. He likes to boat.
OMG, the horrors of a woman's experience on those dating apps. It sounds so tough. How can you queens possibly survive it? Ladies, let me tell you a little secret. Firstly, Bumble is probably one of the worst dating apps out there, and I say that considering Tinder is still a thing. Secondly, like always, the guy she is swiping right on is probably the same guy most of the other women are swiping right on, i.e., she is competing with other women for the same guy. This translates to a direct correlation from the man putting all of you in a preference order by comparison and giving effort equivalent to your placement in that order.
What? What are you talking about?
Okay, if you're not first, you're last. And he gives you last place effort. Why don't you try, I don't know, contacting an average guy around your level?
No. So 2 words, he said. I'm like, oh, that's fun. And then I'm like, oh, that sounds like fun. And he goes, well, it doesn't suck. Okay, bro. Really? But your profile says that you want to have somebody that can hold a conversation, but you literally said 2 words. I like to boat. And then when I said, oh, is it fun? I said, oh, that's fun. He said, well, it doesn't suck. All right. Goodbye, little boys. Like, men, learn how to speak and talk and hold a conversation. You know who's the problem? You're the problem. And men, you all suck and you can't even hold a conversation. Please learn to have a conversation before you ask women to be able to hold a conversation. Thank you. Bye.
Queen, let me tell you something. The reason men write in their profiles they are looking for a woman who can hold a conversation is because that is exactly what women want to read. It's not rocket science. If you write it in a profile, they will come. Oh, you ladies don't believe me. Okay, so if that's not true, then why do the bulk of women's profiles all share so many similar keywords and phrases, such as he must not lie or cheat, or he must like trying new restaurants, or must love to travel, or treats me like a lady, or doesn't play games, or serious relationships only apply. Yeah, surprise, the vast majority of you are not that different. I know it's a shocker when men have studied you to understand enough to get a conversation of any level going. And obviously, women have still not figured out what men want, even when men tell them up front what they want. I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.